Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss Season 5 of Netflix's, DreamWorks/Netflix's original series, Fast and Furious Spy Racers. Season 5 is called South Pacific. This starts off in LA. We have Tony Toretto and his crew racing around the streets of Los Angeles that are closed down so they can play a VR game, and then Sakharov is back as our main villain. And he was a minor villain in previous seasons, but now he's back as the main villain. And he kidnaps Tony. He forces him to play a VR game so that way he can learn his driving skills or something like that. But in the process, Tony's crew tried to track him down because he's taken on a plane. So they track them down. There's plane fights. The crew winds up crash-landed on an island in the South Pacific where Scotty and his crew happens to be doing pirate stuff to get their debt paid off for Sakharov. So then there's fighting on that island, there's car chasing on that island. Eventually they get Tony off that plane before they crash land on the island, but Tony's brain's kind of fried, so he's hallucinating. And then eventually he comes to when the crew gets back to Los Angeles to then enlist the help of Shashi, who used to work for Sakharov, Sakharov used to work for Shashi, so they're trying to get information out of Shashi, and then Shashi winds up joining the crew very briefly after Sakharov and crew are unleashing these AI cars that are based off of Tony's driving, so they call it the Toretto virus, which inhabits, but it can jump from machine to machine. So the car's taking over planes, the car's taking over a boat at one point, and the car's just taking over everything. Turns out Sakharov has a secret base in the South Pacific that is making a ton of these AI cars to then launch across the world so he can take over the world. So the closest location is Bangkok, Thailand, and the base now has the AI in it versus the cars that have the AI in it. And then in a last attempt of fate to make sure that the AI survives, it shoots a car onto the beach of Thailand and it tries to get to civilization, but Layla takes a car and smashes it and kills it, and the Toretto virus is dead. So it's now a matter of what's going to happen with Shashi now that he's out of prison, what's going to happen with Sakharov, that him and his group are off the base. And it was a very calm season compared to other seasons. Honestly, without Rafaela as the villain, it was kind of slow. And I don't like that I said that just because it's a car racing show, but Rafaela's a great villain and she's funny. So she's maniacal and she's great. So we didn't have Rafaela in this, and it was kind of weird that we didn't have Rafaela in this. I like that we have Sakharov, and I like the Palindrome and Miss Nobody were doing their thing for a long time and then helping the crew as well. But this was very calm compared to past seasons. And honestly, I didn't even know this was coming out. Netflix sent me an email and they're like, "Hey, season 5 just dropped. You should watch it." And I'm like, "Wait, what? It's been 4 months already?" Because Camp Cretaceous and Spy Racers are DreamWorks, which is Universal Properties, Netflix animated feature shows. So season 3 of Camp Cretaceous was a couple months ago, and season 4 of Spy Racers was April. So it makes sense time-wise. So that means September, October, November, December. In December, we'll have our season 6 of Spy Racers. If it's renewed, I don't actually know if it's renewed. I don't think they're canceling this show because it's really popular. And then Camp Cretaceous is super popular, and that's what? That was what? When did we just have that season? I don't even remember. May? June? Let's say June. I want to say it was May. I don't know. Sometime this fall we should have that next season. But this was a great season. It wasn't my favorite, but it was still enjoyable for the canon of the Fast and Furious franchise. A good addition. I will leave it off on that. A very good addition. We should mahalo.